Hi, in this lesson, we're going to talk about adding and removing from arrays. In the previous lesson, when we created arrays, we added a set of elements upon creation, and then accessed each element with its index. Here's an example of a to-do list with 3 tasks. What if we want to add another element to this array, like mail letters or vacuum? Or what if we wanted to remove laundry since we just completed that task? Well, introducing the push and pop methods. All arrays have built-in methods or actions that we can use with them. The push method allows us to add elements to the end of an array. The pop method allows us to remove the last element in an array. Let's see how the push method works by adding some new tasks to our to-do list. To use the push method, we first write the array name dot push with the item we want to add to the array as an argument, in this case, mail letters. You'll notice that this dot notation, where it's the variable name, dot, and then a method, is very similar to the syntax you've been using with the CodeHS graphics, like circle dot set position. Now we can print the array to-do list and see everything in there. Or we could print the last item in the array, which has an index of 3 since it is the 4th item in the array. Let's add one more task, vacuum, and print it out. Vacuum is now the 5th item in the array, so we use index 4. Running this, we'll get vacuum printed to the console. Now let's use the pop method to remove the last element in the array. Similar to push, we write the name of the array, to-do list, dot, and pop. Unlike push, we don't need any arguments since we are just removing the last element. This will remove and return the last element in the array, so let's store it in a variable named last. To see what it's done, let's print both variables to-do list and last. And running it, we get, notice that laundry is no longer in the array on the first print line, and that it's been stored in the last variable and printed to the second line. Let's take a look at one more example. Here we start by creating an empty array with empty square brackets. Note that you need the empty brackets in order to indicate it is an array. Otherwise, the push and pop methods won't work later on. Then we use a for loop to push a random number into the array 100 times. Finally, let's pop out a few of the last elements and print them to the console. Great! How about we jump into the editor and use these methods in a live example. Okay, here we have our main function structure. So let's start by creating an empty temperatures array. And notice we still need the square brackets to denote it is an array. And then let's use the push method to push a handful of temperatures into this blank array. So I'll write temperatures.push and then copy this a few times and we'll change up the input values. We'll make this 88, 87, and let's make this 90. So we have 4 different temperatures being pushed into the array. And now let's print out the array. I'm just going to copy the name here. And if I run this, we see that we have all 4 temperatures successfully inside of the array. Okay, I'm just going to print a blank line after this first print. And now we'll use the pop method in order to remove the last element of the array. And I'm going to save that into the last variable. And let's print this out, pop plus the value of last. Okay, and if we run this, we'll see that, in fact, 90, that last temperature that we pushed into the array, was printed out. Okay, with another blank line, now let's print out the total array again to show that 90, in fact, is no longer in the full array. And this is how we use the push and pop methods to add and remove from arrays.